Hey, welcome guys. We are going to be doing some D&D today. Starting here soon. I think everybody's into the Discord, ready to go, and we should get started here in the next few minutes. We'll quiet to then, but we will be good to go here soon.
Okay, I'm all set here.
I'm good to
go. Okay.
Well, I was on vacation. How did the Darkest Dungeon work? Are you still playing that, or did you finish it?
Oh yeah, no, I haven't finished it at all. In fact, I've run into like kind of a stumbling block thing because I have like 3 mid-level bosses to kill, and I do not have a mid-level party to kill them.
You're also on like what, Latro 4?
3.
Sorry, Latro 3.
We were almost on ship 2. It was I had a bad thing happen off stream. Basically, I ran into the fanatic guy in the middle of a long run, right? And I was like, well, that's fucked. But I actually ran into him twice. The first time I had no fucking clue what I was doing. Someone almost died. I think it was you, actually. Chicola almost died. And I was like, nope, fuck this, I'm out. So I just got out of there. And so those guys had to fucking heal up. So then I brought another group, and Chip was in there. Ran into the fanatic again. And I was like, okay, I'm ready for him this time. So I kicked his ass, right? So I go backwards to heal because we had a shit ton of stress. I fucking heal in that room. I come out and I notice there's a battle in the same fucking square that I just killed this guy in. And I was like, all right, I'm sure that's fine. And I jump into it, and it's the fucking thing from the stars. And I was like, well, that's not great.
Shambler time.
Yeah.
Collect call for Latrodectus.
Yeah. So I ran into the thing from the stars, and 2 people almost died there. One of them was Chip, and it was fucked. It was pretty fucked. We and after that, like everyone, I think like 3 people had afflictions at that point. So boom, I wasted 2 runs worth of resources on fucking nothing. So I'm not happy with that game right now.
Do a Dark Antiquarian run. Dark Long Antiquarian run. Make like 130k in one go. Easy.
I would not survive that.
You would? Low level? It's easy as hell.
Low level? Where the fuck am I going to get lobies from? Or having space on the roster? I'm going to have to.
But that's what you're supposed to do anyways. You're supposed to dump shitty high levels to polish your team up.
I get that. Anyways.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, so last week, our heroes faced fish guys. There were fish guys. No, maybe. I think that was the week before, as we fought the fish guys.
Correct.
Right, but then, after that, we got into that room. I do remember that happening. And the room was full of eggs. We thought they were fishman eggs at first, and we were considering destroying all of them, committing genocide for the greater good of the realm. As often one genocides for, just how it goes. But then we found out that they weren't the fucking fishman eggs, so we were like, well, we don't want to piss off whatever these belong to because they were huge. They were like ostrich-sized eggs. So we didn't do that. We just left it as is. We broke one of them open, too. I received a call.
Correct.
I don't remember what was in there. It was just like a yolk or something, right? There was nothing really in there.
Yolk.
Yeah. So then we were like, man, fuck this gay Earth. We're out of here. And we climbed back on board, and we were just ready to fucking go. And Grug made some fishman stew, and life was good at that point. Anybody want to take it from there?
We sailed along for a while. saw a barge in the distance, and it turned out to be a barge full of elves doing elvish things, such as being a complete jerk to everyone. And then well, specifically me, but they weren't nice to anyone else. I mean, it all averages out to being a jerk. So after the barge, we went as far as the last stop in the line for the patrol ship, and we turned around and started sailing back. And things were pretty calm throughout the entire voyage after the initial fisherman incident. But we ended up fighting a giant trout about a days out of port, like the night before we would have arrived at port. And I did the smart thing and looked for it over the edge of the ship. Not at all like endangering the entire party by provoking the creature and getting mind controlled. And apparently it's whatever sort of trout it was a highly toxic one that was riddled with disease, because it ended up infecting both Grint and Braun.
It's the elusive and dangerous brown trout.
Mm-hmm. It's so ridiculous.
It wasn't actually a trout. It's just the best model I had.
Yes, the best. Anyways, we were just barely not able to finish the beast off. And after 3 or 4 rounds of really vicious combat that nearly cost us Grint, because he's not the most adept swimmer, and he got really messed up by the tentacles of the trout. We were able to drive it off, nearly kill it. Everyone deserves congratulations, and then everybody got sick. So then we arrived at port. I'm out of practice with the summaries. What else did we do after, once we arrived at port?
All I know is that we got to port and we made our way back to started making our way back to the inn. I think that's where we ended. I don't think we went any further.
Yeah, we went back to the inn because what's-his-face was going to... Was it Magnus? Is that who it was? Was going to cure us the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so I carried my own... I think Grint got carried.
Yeah, oh yeah. 2 beefcakes carried me to the tavern so I could jump out and spook people.
And I carried my own. I would just carry it and jump in as I needed. I think we're done there.
Yep, sounds about right.
So it is, I believe it's the next day, or it's still the same day, one or the other. Either way, right now, Grint is currently outside with his fish barrel, which is starting to smell a little bit.
Yes.
And the other two of you are doing whatever you choose to do. I don't remember exactly what you were doing.
Well, personally, I'm just wanting to get rested and wait until I can get healed up. I don't want to do too much, you know.
Can we eat food like this?
Yes, you can.
Thank goodness.
I think the soup would be a little bit difficult to eat underwater.
Maybe.
You don't have to eat underwater.
I mean, if you're gonna have fish right, when in Rome, you might as well eat underwater. When else am I gonna get this chance?
You just eat underwater normally and just hold your breath.
That just sounds weird. That you're weird.
Whatever floats your boat.
Or sinks it, as the case may be.
True, or sinks it.
Okay, so
deciding that you're just going to wait things out to get healed, as was offered to you. You all just decide to take a rest for the evening. So, if you plan on resting inside, pay the single coin for staying over the night, and the coin for the food if you so choose. If you don't, if you just want to stay outside, then you can just do whatever.
Well, yeah, there's no need to bring my barrel inside. I mean, I just think the whole joint up. I can't imagine they'd take kindly to that. So I'm just going to sit outside and stink up the outside.
All right, so you stay the night outside, and the next day, you wake up bright and refreshed. Should I say refished?
Yeah.
That was good. Magnus is nowhere to be found.
Who?
Magnus. He said he was going to heal you. He's nowhere. You don't know where he is.
I will just wait then. He said he would come, and he's an honorable person, so I believe.
Have you heard anything on the state of our armor?
Oh, yeah. How long have we been gone?
It was like 2-3 nights at most.
I thought it was a little bit more than that, but
Like 5 days.
Oh. Okay.
You have not received word of your armor, no.
Curses.
What you're currently wearing is getting a little bit rusty. Soaking in salt water.
Oh, well, I assumed we would take that stuff off along with our packs and whatnot.
Sure, if you choose to do so. You're now unarmored.
Yeah,
lose the
right.
AC.
Yeah, while I'm sitting in the barrel, yes, absolutely.
All right.
Just put
your
it on
armor,
a
you're
net.
a bit of a fish in a barrel.
Yes, that's the fucking...
So, it is the next day. The port is once again bustling with activity, as it always does. And you're still sitting outside of the tavern. People give you weird looks. People have been like tossing coins into your barrel. You're not sure why.
I'll take them. I don't give a shit.
Right, yeah. You collect like 17 copper from the bottom of your barrel.
Nice. I think I might just stay a fish man. Like, this is paying off more than adventuring.
certainly lower risk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Unless there is a risk of letting this go on. What do you know of fish rot?
Hey, did we get paid for this?
No, you have not been paid yet.
Maybe we should venture
Okay,
down
so
and
basically,
get
I will
paid.
try to contact and Darren by yelling till he comes over here.
I go over to Grint.
Yeah, so we need to find Magnus, all right, so he can fix this whole thing up, all right. So I need you to find him, all right, or find someone from his party who knows where he is. They were supposed to be staying here at the Drunken Sailor, is what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've got to be here somewhere. I need you to be the leg man right now because I've got fins.
Okay. I will poke about the town and see what I can find. I'm going to probably do an investigation check to see what I can dig up as to where they went.
You could also try talking to the bartender. So I'll throw that out there.
Well, yeah. I figured that'd be included. I'll go straight to the bartender.
Okay, you go straight to the bartender.
Excuse me, sir. I'm looking for another party of adventurers.
Oh, yeah. What would be their descriptions? We get many adventurers passing through.
There was a dwarven cleric, another ranger gentleman. The most distinctive member of the party would be their female wizard dressed in bed sheets.
Oh, yeah, that group. They left a few hours before you were even awake. So they had some business to be off to.
So they would have been heading out of town. Okay.
He just shrugs.
Do you know anybody in town that would be able to treat a couple of cases of fish rot?
Unfortunately, I don't know anybody that can handle that. That's a bit of a foreign thing. Where'd you find somebody that has the fish rot?
I'm sorry, foreign? It's a fucking coastal town.
Well, we were on the monster slaying expedition, and about a couple of hours outside of port in the evening, we were attacked by... I don't even know how to describe it. It was like a giant trout, but it had tentacles.
What now?
It was some sort of sea beast that had great big tentacles, and its blood was highly contaminated with the fish rot disease. So 2 of my friends ended up getting it from that fish thing.
Now you're making more sense. Are you sure he has a case of fish rot and he hasn't been just spending time with the dock ladies? That can produce some pretty negative downsides. Get that checked out.
Well, I mean, I don't know. He might be part of the chaste order of clerics, or... No. He definitely got sick on the ship, and there weren't any dock ladies there.
Oh, well, then your best bet would be the local temple. Barring that, I'd say you find your friends.
Okay.
I don't think they were headed out of town. I think they merely had some business to attend to nearby.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Of course, please come back.
So, can I do a survival check to try to track the besheeted wizard? I imagine that
She like drags along the ground or something.
Maybe you can give it a shot.
Okay, let's see if my survival. Oh. It looked like an 18.
Unfortunately, you're not having any luck with that. There's way too many people.
I scream in Darren's name again and start rocking back and forth in my barrel.
Hey, Grint, don't rock the boat, man.
I reach out and I grab him and I give him guidance. And I go, you have to investigate. You're gonna have to track him down, all right? Ask some people. I believe in you.
Okay.
Either that or you go get like a rickshaw or a cart or something and you start wheeling me around.
Okay. I doubt I have the stamina for that option. That barrel looks pretty heavy. It took 2 swarthy guys. But but with the power of wheels, we could do it. Dwarven ingenuity! Okay. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to investigate. Let's see, where... I think I'm going to go to the dock foreman and ask if that party has come through asking about payment.
You're going to go meet with Doxson again?
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea. Good thinking. All right, I'll be here.
The swarthy men that carry you actually were ordered to stay with you, so they are nearby if you need them.
Okay.
So you're going down to talk with Doxson now?
Yes.
Right. You make your way back down to the docks, which is a spitting distance away from the tavern. And you try to go to Doxson's office. The receptionist doesn't even look at you, just lets you in. Whenever you knock on his door, he is not there. Or at least you don't get a response.
Okay. I'll just check with the receptionist and see if the other party came through.
Oh dear. I don't think they did. No, I haven't seen them.
Okay. Magnus seemed to be a man of God. I'll check the temple and try to knock that location out as well. And I'll go ahead and, on my way over, roll an investigation to chat with anybody and see if they've seen this party.
All right. Is there anything in particular you want to ask them, or just like give them a general description, ask if they've seen them?
General description, relying a lot on Bedsheet Wizard.
Okay. Unfortunately, you don't get anything from Bedsheet Wizard, but you do. Some guy does tell you he saw what you think is probably a Grug chanting something about carrots. He scratches his head. He says he only remembers it because it was very odd.
The man likes his produce. You can't shame him for that.
Okay. That's my best lead. Which direction were they going in, and how long ago?
All right, to tell you, I wouldn't know. I just got a glimpse of them as they were chatting in the square here.
All right then. where's the best fruit vendor in town?
Probably take your pick of the farmers in the market.
Okay, I'm gonna head down to the market and look for our brutish friend with a obsession for produce.
Okay. You head to the large, bustling port market. It's a ramshackle array of tents basically set up in the town square. It's been pretty much the whole area has been repurposed. And you don't see Grug immediately, but you do hear somebody who sounds a lot like Grug shouting something about bananas.
Okay, I am going to head in that direction.
Right. You decide that the best route to find them is probably to go through Grug and try to find him through his love of produce. You keep heading towards the sound, occasionally looking in and under some of the larger tents, though you are unable to pinpoint his exact location. You think you're pretty close.
Okay, I'm going to call out for Grug and ask him where he's at. Grug, where are you?
The shouting stops, and out of a tent directly behind you, it almost scares you as he comes out. The tent flap swings open, and Grug shakes you from behind. Grug is here, friend. Grug here. What are you needing of Grug?
Well, I'm trying to track down Magnus because my friends both got the fish rot, and he said he'd come by when he was feeling a bit stronger. Have you seen him, or do you know where you guys are supposed to meet back up?
Grug itches the dent in his head. Grug see Magnus, and he counts on his fingers. 4 hour ago. Yes, 4 hour. Grug see Magnus. Magnus say Grug no come. He have important meeting. Grug not invited. So Grug come here.
Did he say where the meeting was?
No, Magnus no tell Grug anything.
And when was he supposed to come back to meet back up with you?
Grug meet back with Magnus here when Magnus arrive. Grug doesn't know when that is. He leans in close to and whispers, Magnus say no tell, but I think he meeting with cute dwarf lady.
Well, I can see why he would want to keep that on a different level than his business associates. So what exactly are you shopping for today?
Grug need food. We're leaving soon.
Okay. Yeah. So when you two parted ways, which direction was he heading?
Grug spins around and then looks at the sun and then spins around again. Grug think he go that way. He points vaguely towards the north side of the city.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go off in that direction and search for two dwarves on a date, I suppose.
I'm sure they're in some rundown inn somewhere. Just touching beards.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's even more disgusting than you think.
Do you think that Magnus is a man of such caliber, or do you think...
I mean, I met the guy once. What do you want from me?
Well, I mean, I was envisioning him taking his dwarven lady friend to a nice cafe or something somewhere, but...
He's an adventurer. You think he got time for that shit? He's on the go. He's life or death. Like, that's how this is. They got time to pussyfoot around.
Since you never actually ended your conversation with Grug, he's kind of hanging around you now, just looking at fruits.
Well, thank you for your time, Grug. You've been very helpful. And I'm going to... You know what? I'm just gonna ask him to remind Magnus that my friends do need some help. And we hope to see them down at the Drunken Sailor before they leave town. Let's see.
Okay. Grug, tell.
Thank you very much. I'm gonna head back to the Drunken Sailor.
Grug nods. And, he immediately begins haggling with somebody over the price of some lettuce.
Okay. Head back to the Drunken Sailor.
You head back to the Drunken Sailor where your companions are waiting for you. Grint is still submerged in his barrel.
I'm spitting water at people as they pass by, too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I ran into Grug. He was actually really easy to find once I remembered his core personality.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised he's not rampaging through the market, to be completely honest. But I left a message with him reminding Magnus of his verbal commitment to cure you two.
Yeah, you left a message with Grug.
He seems very... You know, we'll see.
All right.
I mean, it's not a small city, and there's a lot of places for Magnus and everyone else to have disappeared off to.
Mm-hmm.
So, how far can you spit water now?
Let's find out. What kind of check do I have to do to see how far I can spit water?
Let's make that a strength.
Okay. I'd figured that in like Constitution, but here goes.
Unfortunately, not very far.
Nah. It's difficult, you know? I'm not used to the gills.
So, do those go all the way through your neck now, or is
I
that
don't
just...
know. I know not to like stick my fingers in them. That's what I know. So I don't do that.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering, like, if you could feel them on the inside. But
Kind of.
it sounds so uncomfortable.
Hey, you know what? I just thought of something. There's like lots of boats and stuff around here, right? I wonder, like I can breathe underwater and I can see pretty well, even in the dark. So like I wonder if there's like treasure in the harbor that I could look for while I wait around.
That sounds like a possibility.
Right? The best possibility. And I start looking around. I go, where the fuck is where's Braun? Where is Braun?
I don't know if he left his room today.
Oh, he's probably sulking. That is unfortunate. Ask him if he wants to go treasure hunting in the harbor with me.
Okay. I'm going to inquire after Braun.
Okay. Yeah, he's wherever he chooses to be, I guess. Probably his room.
It's an existential crisis if I ever heard one.
Schrodinger's party member.
He
I don't know what
just
he's up
wherever
to.
he chooses to be. That's where he is. So Ryan, where are you?
I was just kind of hanging out in my room, but I figure eventually this will all get sorted out. I'm not too worried about it. Just chilling.
Just gonna chill and I can come treasure hunting?
Well, you're gonna come get me and ask me if I want to go treasure hunting? I'll gladly do that.
Well, then I guess, yeah, and Darren's on the way.
I head up to your room and ask about your willingness to treasure hunt.
Sure. Let's put this to good use while we have it.
If nothing else, stretching my legs in, out of the barrel would be great. So,
Right. You guys decide you were going to leave and go treasure hunting.
I yell at my two beefcake guys to carry me to the docks.
They pick up. All right, they pick you up and they carry you down to the docks without much complaint.
All right. And I thank them, and I tip them some of my barrel copper. Oh, but before we get headed off, I ask Braun if I can store my stuff in his room, because I took all my stuff off. So we should keep it there for safekeeping, I think. Is that cool?
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay, let's do that then. So, once at the docks, yeah, I just climb out of my barrel and I jump into the harbor.
Near the edge of the docks, you decide that you're just gonna go. You crawl out of your barrel and you leap off into the water.
So how deep is the harbor itself?
Quite deep.
Oh, yeah?
About 100 feet.
Wow, all right then. So, yeah, we can breathe underwater, though, right?
Correct. You can survive underwater. You're basically a fish.
Right. Oh, did we level up? I forgot to ask this
No, you
last
did
time after we fought. No, okay, got it. So yeah, I'm just going to. Is Braun coming with me?
Yeah, I'm coming with you. We'll do this.
Okay, so then I'm going to. Oh, actually, I need to check this. Hold on. Yes, good. Okay. So I am going to cast Enhance Ability at a 3rd level, so that will target both of us. And I am going to give us, I suppose, investigation for intelligence checks, even though you'd think... Is there not a perception one? Huh, nothing for...
Perception is wisdom.
Yeah, that'd be wisdom. But no, I'm going to do Fox's Cunning for intelligence checks.
Okay.
And this will give us advantage on investigation. So now, being super clever and shit, let's investigate for shiny stuff at the bottom of the harbor. Like, or treasure chests or anything like that.
All right. You decided you were going to go investigate for shiny stuffs or treasure chests or whatever you can find, really.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So you want us to roll perception, or do you want us to do investigation? I want to roll general perception just to see if I can see anything shiny or anything that sticks out.
Okay, well, yeah, like a big thing that sticks out would be, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you're looking for something specific in a certain area, you can try investigation. Otherwise, it's perception.
Well, like with that perception check, to see even see if like there's any anything we might need to worry about while we're down here, like big sharks or some shit.
The most dangerous thing that seems that is underwater is the various chains and the boats moving around.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to be more worried about boats than anything else.
I mean, we're 100 feet down, so I figure that's not an issue.
Yeah, but you never know if one comes overhead and you try to swim up and you hit your head and all of a sudden you die of some horrifying brain hemorrhage, you know.
Yeah, that would be terrible, but we'll be careful of that. All right, so let's get to investigation checks. Looking for the shinies.
Okay. You are looking for shiny things.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay. What you find is you notice that there are a lot of crates and things that drop and fall into the water while people are just loading, unloading, doing whatever. And then you think, well, maybe there's stuff at maybe they drop more than just these crates, because you find a lot of like smash crates, trash that people have thrown in as well,
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. But Grint immediately spots something that catches his eye. Buried under muck, seaweed, and in a pile of other debris, there is a handle sticking out of the dirt.
No way. Well, I swim towards this handle and I pull on it.
All right, you swim towards the handle and you pull on it, but nothing happens.
Okay, so it doesn't come out or anything?
Not easily.
Whatever
the rest of the object is buried deep into the sand.
I see. Can we talk to each other?
You know what? I'll say yes, because the biggest problem with talking underwater for people is that like the water gets in your lungs.
Yeah.
But when you have gills, you know, that's kind of whatever.
I mean, if nothing else, I figure sound travels and I can just start like making noises to get Braun's attention. Like that's what I do. I just start going meet meet.
All right, you start chittering like a dolphin.
Mm-hmm.
And Braun notices that you're chittering like a dolphin.
Yeah, I'm like waving my hands towards him and shit.
And I'll calmly ask, "What's up, Grint?"
I go, I found something, and I show him the handle.
All right. I'll help you. Do you need help trying to get this lifted up or whatever it is?
So, like, you said it's like buried in like muck and stuff. Do I think I could like dig it out?
With some work, yeah.
I say we should try and dig this out.
You want to try?
I won't. No, I can't. I can't give him guidance.
Strengths,
yes. Like, let our powers combine.
Yeah. Wonder Twins activate. Let's get this thing out of here.
Okay.
Oops, forgot I still had advantage on. But hey, that left one's not so bad.
That's very lucky.
All right.
Both of you together grasp the handle of whatever this is, and you pull on it with all your might. As soon as after you do a little bit of digging, you dig around it, but unfortunately the muck just keeps filling in. But you do clear all the debris.
Okay.
And you grab this handle and you tug as hard as you can.
It's the plug that keeps the ocean from draining.
Oops.
Mythical ocean plug.
Some Wile E. Coyote shit.
Fortunately for you, it is not the plug that keeps the ocean together. What it is, though, is some kind of case.
Really?
Yeah, it's a long, thin, black case.
Huh.
Made out of wood and held together with steel bands that have rusted quite badly, though the case itself has held together.
Do I think this case is airtight?
It's hard to say while it's in the water.
Fair enough.
Do you want to take it up
let's
top and take a
get
look?
this fucker up top. Yeah.
All right.
I know what I'm hoping for.
It doesn't take you very long to swim back up to the docks with your case. And you heft it up and onto the docks itself. And one of the guards nearby gives you a look, but he just kind of shrugs and says whatever. He doesn't seem to pay much of a mind to you
Damn right.
searching down there.
I'm going to try and open this case up.
Not so hasty. Let's have a look here. So, are there any latches or anything on it that we'd have to use?
As far as you can tell, there's no way to open it at all.
No way indeed. I will do an investigation check and see if I can figure out a way to open this thing then.
Okay. Go for it. Is investigation what's getting your buff?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so
It was intelligence.
you do see that there is a sort of seam in the construction. But it's almost like the top of the case splits like a flower, opens up in all four directions. It's very strange.
It's very strange. It's got to be some foofy elven design. All form, no function.
Foofy elven is often worth money.
Yes, that's true. I'm not denying that. So, we... Because I don't want to... I mean, I kind of don't care if I break the case. I care if I break what's in the case, you know? Oh, also rusted metal. I'm afraid we'll get, super AIDS. We've already got fish AIDS. It's bad.
Okay. So what are you going to do?
I look at Braun, and I'm, shrugging. What do you want to do?
Have you had a tetanus shot lately?
I mean, there's a temple nearby.
I'm just going to try and open
it. You know what? I have an idea. Why don't we ask one of the sailors nearby if they could lend us a pry bar?
Don't want to use your axe, don't you?
No, I do not. Besides, I left it back in the room.
All right, so you're going to ask a sailor?
Yes.
So while he's doing that, I'm going to kind of look at it and see if I can push, if there's any place to put my hand or push to kind of unlock a mechanism to make it open.
As far as you can tell, there is not one.
So yeah, let's contact the nearby sailor and just say, "Hey, excuse me."
You grab the nearest sailor, and he seems a little bit confused as you call out, but he turns to you and just like points a finger at himself questioningly.
I say, "Yes, you."
Oh, what can I help you with?
I say, "You wouldn't happen to know where I could get a pry bar, do you? I need one real quick, like it's an emergency."
Kind of busy here, but it's probably one over in those crates. Just put it back when you're done.
Thank you very much, sir.
He nods to you and carries on carrying crates.
Excellent. So I head on over to the crates and look for this prodigal crowbar.
You find the crowbar sitting on top of a half-open crate of pineapples, and you take it.
Pineapples.
Pineapples.
Yeah. I do this quickly, so I just grab it and I run over to the case.
Yeah. You guys are still like sitting on the edge of the docks, but case is here sitting on the ground.
Would you say we're sitting on the dock of the bay?
I don't get that reference. So, how long can we be out of the water before we start being not so good?
Like 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
We've only been out for a minute or so that should be fine. So yeah, I'm like looking around, making sure nobody's looking at us. And so you said there's like this seam, right? I guess I'll put the pry bar on there and just kind of try and wedge it around a little bit.
Okay. You shove the pry bar into the seam and you try as hard as you can to pry it open.
Is that going to require a strength check?
Yes, it is.
Okay, well, so you can take whichever one you want. You know, just whichever one gets your fancy.
Okay. You easily there's a cracking sound and the wood breaks open as the internal hinges that would normally open it, they just break as well due to old age. And yeah, you pry open this crate, or box rather. And inside it is sort of like velvet case.
Oh, all the good stuff's encased in velvet. You know that.
It's a long case.
Though right now, there is something like hidden behind like a layer of cloth. You have to pull aside to see what's in there.
I see. I will.
Would you mind if I do that?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
All right, I'll do that just in case. Here's my thinking. If it is what I hope it is, I would like to make sure that if it like attaches to something, it would be attached to me. So
I see you're thinking. Yes, you may do so then.
All right.
What do you think it is?
I don't know. It's a long.
Well, like something that might bind to someone. Yes, I say go for it. Yeah, no, be bound. I agree.
All right, so I will do that. I will push aside the cloth and see if I can see what's inside.
Okay. You push aside the cloth, and what's inside does not fall out or jump out at you, thankfully. Seems to be a long, silvery piece of metal.
Really? What happens when I touch this long, silvery piece of metal?
Let's find out.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right. When you touch it, you take 3d8 points of electricity damage, and you are stunned unless you successfully do a save versus Constitution.
Holy shit!
Right, let's do the save first.
Right.
Wait.
You touch it,
Yes.
and for a moment, you can see Braun's hair stand up on end. Seems like being covered in water didn't help getting zapped by electricity. He
Oh,
is
shit.
blasted back into the bay.
Takes 18 points of damage.
After a few seconds, he comes to the top, and he is floating and smoking at the same time somehow. You're not sure. His hair looks like it got blasted back.
I'm just like, oh, yes, I like this thing already.
Unfortunately, the box is also blasted in the opposite direction, and you don't know where it is now.
What? What do you mean I don't know where it is?
You just saw a blur flying in the opposite direction of him. So he touched it, and they both had a negative reaction.
Shit. So by the opposite direction, do you mean did it fly into the water?
No, somewhere in the dock area.
I will begin looking for it, I guess. Investigation, here we go again.
Okay. It doesn't take you very long searching in the opposite direction until you find a shopkeeper hopping back and forth angrily at his broken window.
Oh, that's coming out of your pay, Braun. I approach him and I go, "Sir, what happened?"
Somebody threw a rock through my beautiful dwarven stained glass windows. Do you know how much these things cost?
And he starts like screeching about it before you even say anything else. He's pissed.
I go, "Sir, no problem. I think we can get this fixed. Listen, where'd the thing go? The thing that broke your window?"
Somewhere in there.
I go, I'll be. You stay here. This thing might be dangerous.
Dangerous?
Yes, it's some type of magical instrument. It's gone wild. Just stay back. Stay back.
Was it your fault?
Not exactly. It's complicated. Everything's complicated.
Pay me
I'll
for
be
my
right back.
window right now, or I'll call the guards.
Sir, it's a magical item of which we had no control. Okay, this is act of God clause right here. You can call the guards.
With your magical items. I'm calling the guards.
Well, he does that. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm checking inside.
I would have said I saw it happen, but I wasn't involved.
So, inside his shop, what do I see?
Inside of his shop, you see that he sells what look like hourglasses. And yes, it looks like your object flew through a shelf of hourglasses, breaking a good few dozen of them.
Oh, fuck.
It is embedded in the opposite wall.
Okay. That cloth that it came in, where is that?
That is still in the box. It was attached to it.
Oh, wait, so you said the box isn't here?
No, the box is here. Okay. It's
Okay,
the full
so yeah.
box that's here.
Oh, so it is the full box. Okay. So yeah, I want to take the cloth and use that to grab the rod with.
Right. You take this it's almost like a hand cloth, like a handkerchief that's sewn into the edge of the velvet inside. And you use that to extricate the item from inside. You are not zapped, fortunately.
Mm-hmm. So I would like to do an Arcana check now,
Okay.
which also gets advantage, which is awesome. Boo!
All right. You know that this is a magical item.
Kind of knew that, didn't you?
It's very familiar to you, but you're not sure what it is right now.
Mm-hmm. Do my keen dwarven senses know what type of metal it is?
You do. This metal is a combination of silver and mithril. It's very expensive.
Holy shit! How long is this object?
It's about 3 feet in length.
Do I believe this is a staff of some sort?
No, definitely not.
Okay. Could I do an intelligence check to see if I know what this would at least be used for? To figure out, is that possible?
Sure, go for it. Right. You know what this is.
Oh, okay.
Because of your dwarven knowledge. This is basically a dwarven power core. They are insanely expensive, but they are used by craftsmen to basically power like clockwork statues and things like that. That's what dwarves use them for. They are very rare, very expensive, and this one was likely stolen or misplaced. They don't just like get left around like this. So somebody's probably searching for this right now, or it's been so long that it's considered a cold case.
Okay. So with that knowledge, my question now is, do I think I can close the case back up?
After breaking it, no.
So we did break it. Shit. Okay. So could I put the item back in, lay the cloth on it, and just transport it like that without problems?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna want to do then.
All right. You wrap the item back up and you store it.
All right. So having done that, I will come back out and see if I can see the shopkeeper.
You come out and the shopkeeper is talking with 4 guards currently.
Okay. I approach them and I say, okay, everything's under control. Sir, how much would it cost to replace that stained glass window?
Glass alone is going to be 20 silver pieces, not to mention the damage to my merchandise.
Okay. And how much would that be?
Approximately 30 gold pieces.
That's bad. That's no good, see? What if I gave you... I have in my possession an exquisite stained glass masterpiece from a bygone era. What if I gave you that to replace your window with?
He's scratching his chin thoughtfully.
Perhaps, let me see.
All right. Well, I will let you have a look, and then you can decide. How does that sound? Let me think here. Where's... Oh. Can you give... I'm like looking at myself. I'm all scaly and stuff, and I go, I have a case of the fish rot. I'll tell you what. I'm going to leave this case here. Okay, this is valuable to me. I will leave this here as collateral. I'll be right back. All right?
One of the guards stops you before you go. No. You're not going anywhere.
Sir, I have fish rot. I'm going to die if I don't get back into the water.
Likely story. Pay for this man's damages.
Sir, he just said that we had reached an agreement. Your job here is done, okay? I'm sure there's some vagrant somewhere that you can push off of a porch step somewhere.
It seems you have angered the guard.
I'm fucking dying here. I'm the one who's angry.
What's Narn doing at all this?
I'm kind of staring at Braun floating belly up on the surface of the water.
I'm a fish. I'm fine.
Yeah, wait, I'm kind of curious about this. Like, did Andarin come with us, or is he just, like, sampling the aftermath right now? Like, what the fuck did these idiots do?
Well, a little bit of that and a little bit of staring wistfully, into the bay, The one time
contemplating, why did I come with these people again?
It's kind of like, I wish I had the fish rot.
What?
Maybe then I wouldn't be so afraid of open water.
He's like, they have all the luck. Getting the fish rod, exploding. I want to explode.
You better bet that I'm gonna see what that dwarven power core is like to touch.
Oh God. Okay, so let's let's zoom back to what's happening with the guard.
Okay. is not allowing you to leave. You may have
I-
reached an agreement with the shopkeep here, but that doesn't exempt you from the king's law.
And what law have I broken exactly?
Causing a public nuisance, dangerous use of magical artifacts in a public area.
That was not my fault, first of all, okay? My friend who's in the harbor right now, he's the one who activated it. He got a nasty bit of magic. In fact, you guys should probably go help him because I'm not sure he's safe. I just came this way to make sure nobody else got hurt. Gonna throw a persuasion roll in there, too.
Go for it.
Oh, God damn it. Well, there you go.
That's unfortunate, but not the worst. Oh no, that's actually good. All right. The guard eyes you. Fine. You can come to an agreement with the shopkeep on your own. So it seems no harm was done to anyone. That's fine. Just don't go messing around with these things in public again.
I will be sure to do that. Thank you.
He collects the other guards and they leave.
I go, so then, can I just leave this here with you? I will be right back.
The shopkeep picks it up and looks it over.
What is this, if I may
I
ask?
say, sir, I'm not entirely sure. I can tell you it's dangerous. Don't jostle it too much, and whatever you do, don't touch it.
As soon as you say it's dangerous, he drops it on one of your toes.
Mm. Oh, right in
I'm
the
terribly
flippers.
sorry.
It's quite all right.
You said it was dangerous? Well, how is it dangerous? What?
I don't fully understand it just yet, sir. I can tell you that it is inert, and it won't do anything bad unless it is interacted with. So if it just sits there, that's fine. Actually, I'm just going to, like, slide it off to the side, you know? I'm just going to, like, put it up against the, off the street entirely, you know? I'm just like, I will be right back, I promise you. It's, as long as you don't mess with it, nothing bad will happen. And I will be back with your stained glass in just a moment, all right?
He seems scared of it, so he's like watching. He's
From a
pretty much just
distance?
watching the artifact from a distance while you
Mhm.
go off and do whatever you do.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to Braun, first of all. So I'm going to run back down to the dock. I'm going to see Andarn, and I'm going to explain the situation to him and tell him to go to where the shopkeep is and to where my dwarven power rod is and make sure no one fucking touches it.
Is that what you call it, your dwarven power rod?
Damn right I do.
Okay, I will stand guard over the dwarven power rod.
All right, so the next thing I do is I jump into the water next to Braun, and I'm going to use level 2 Cure Wounds on him.
Sorry about that. Use the cough button.
For a whopping 6 damage?
Ah, nice heal.
What the fuck? Level 2? Like, really? That's not gonna cut it. I'm gonna give him another level 2 Cure Wounds.
Okay. The 7.
You're welcome. There you go.
Right, you hop in the water with Braun and you put your hands all over him and give him some healing. He seems slightly less zapped.
I'm still unconscious, right?
Oh, no, you're conscious. You were
I'm
just
still
stunned
conscious?
temporarily.
Okay.
You're
Yeah,
fine
yeah.
now.
All right. I figured with the fail it was going to be a little bit longer. Okay. I'm fine.
I,
Don't worry about me. I'm good.
mhm.
Good.
All
Just, let's get out of here.
I need, we gotta get the stained glass, my stuff. I have stained glass on me. It's a long story. You touch the thing and it took off like a rocket. But I'm like looking around. I go, we might be rich.
Okay. I'm just still half dazed, I'm sure. So
Mhm.
whatever you need, let's go do it.
All right, so he and I will go back to the room and grab the stained glass.
Okay. Yeah. You quickly scurry on over to the drunken sailor and retrieve your stained glass box, and you bring it back to the merchant.
And I tell him to have a look.
He curiously sets the box down and opens it up to use what's inside.
Oh, yes. Yes, this is fine compensation indeed.
So we're all good then?
Please, I'll take these off your hands, no problem.
All right, I'm glad we can part amicably then.
Remove your stained glass from your inventory.
I will do that.
So you just gave him probably 20 gold worth of glass for
Right, which would have been
piece.
better than paying 30 gold for the damages we did to everything else.
It was 50 silver.
No. It was 20 silver to do the glass. The what do you call it? The hourglasses inside that we broke, those were 30 gold.
No, they were 30 silver.
Chicola, did you say 30 silver or 30 gold? Thank you.
Did you say gold? I thought he said silver. Okay.
Yeah. I got it on stream. We can always check back, but I'm 99% sure he said gold.
Even if I didn't say gold, that was my intention.
Yeah, I heard gold as well.
Excellent. So, yeah, who knows how much that, we would have had a good appraised or whatever. He's happy. I'm happy. I guarantee you this fucking dwarven thing right here is worth more than that stained glass. So I feel like we got out of this okay.
I'll confess to being a little bit dazed, so I might have misheard.
Mm-hmm. That is fair.
Because I'm sitting there going, why is he just giving the 50 silver? It's no big deal.
Yeah, no. Okay, so let's get somewhere that isn't here. Real quick, all right?
All right.
So yeah, let's go back to Bron's room and talk about this real quick,
Yeah, we'll go
because he has you have a barrel of water. You and I can alternate dipping in.
Surely. So the three of us are going back to my room.
Yep.
You all return to the room
with a power rod that has green on one side and red on the other, right? That's a joke. That's a joke for nostalgia.
So I explained to them what this thing is and what it's all about, and why touching it is a bad idea generally. Do I know if the cloth piece is the only way to touch it safely?
As long as you touch it through something, or as long as you're grounded, it's fine.
Was he not grounded at the docks?
He was covered in water.
Yeah, I just get out of the water.
What even is water, really?
Very conductive. That's what water is. Especially water that's close to sand, which contains lots of minerals.
Yeah, I can see how you might think that. Okay.
That stupid dihydroxide. I can't remember the term.
So I explained to them that it's very valuable, very rare, and if we can find a buyer, we're going to get the monies. Assuming that it hasn't been misplaced by a third party who is actively seeking it.
In which case, we're going to finder's fee, don't you think?
Yeah, I'm sure that's how they'll look at it, and not accuse us of stealing it.
Oh, we can prove you weren't here. You just got into town. And went right onto a boat.
So then, we
my guess
still
is
need to
since it was covered up with so much silt and stuff like that, I might just probably been it for a little while.
That is a fair point, yeah.
So I'm guessing it's probably not still being looked for. Maybe.
So then, we could go back to town and go to the auction hall and see if someone would be interested in buying it there. And I think that's our best bet to finding a buyer.
All right, we can do that, but also, do you want to go back and do some more treasure hunting while we're in this state until we get resolved?
Hold on. We could do that, although we've already got a pretty decent haul, and we do need to get around to finding Magnus so we can get this stuff cured.
Do we, though? Because it seems advantageous to move it.
Right, but I mean, maybe there's more stuff down. Maybe we hit the only payday we're going to get. I guess we could go treasure hunting, I guess. No, because no matter what happens, we need somebody to watch this stuff. Because I have none of my stuff on me either, so we need someone to watch the room.
The bay's always there, so let's go ahead and get this taken care of and in some trustworthy hands that will sell it appropriately, so it's bonded and that sort of thing as well.
Uh-huh. Well, we're going to have to wait until we get back to the major city.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, those auction houses. I don't know if there's even an auction house here. And even if it was, it'd be like some, podunk, rinky-dink auction house. We're going right to the top, all right, with the big boys.
All right. So you want to have just Andarin sit and watch this and until this is go back to the bay and look around some more?
If he's willing to do that.
I'm sure he doesn't want to sit by the water too much. He's on mute. So.
Yeah. How communicable is fish rot?
What?
Excuse me?
I mean, I imagine if I bit you, you might get it.
Well, I'm just thinking at this point, it only increases our expense to get it cured by 50%. But it increases my ability to go underwater by 100%.
Okay, so you want me to spit in your mouth or something?
Yeah, no, okay, if that's the price to pay, then no.
That's what I thought. All right, so.
Hold him down to get your power rod out.
Jesus. That's terrible.
I think I might need an adult after that.
Yeah, several adults.
Seriously, as a side note, I just watched a good portion of a horrible, terrible movie called Sharkenstein.
Oh, excuse me?
No, it's really bad. And I thought it was really bad until the point near the end of the movie where the shark gets zapped, the Sharkenstein gets zapped by lightning and forms into a shark that can walk on water, runs into a woman, eyes her up and down, fin slaps her, and then rapes her. So...
What is this movie about?
It's about a German scientist who found the heart and brain of Frankenstein and put it into a shark and then terrorized a small community with it.
Wait, how does it walk on water?
It got zapped by lightning and formed. It grew into the ability to walk.
But do you mean it grew legs? Is what you mean? Okay, because I was picturing him doing jabberjaw, flipper walking or some shit like that. I was like, that sounds more ridiculous.
It's hard to tell because the CGI graphics are not what you would call good in any way. So it's really hard to tell. Like when they have the shark jump over a boat, you can tell that they've got just superimposed a model that they created across the screen It's not even any.
Holy
it doesn't
shit.
even look like it's part of the same scene. It's so bad.
I don't even remember what the fuck we were talking about anymore.
We were talking about trying to give Andarin fish aids. That we. That's what.
Oh,
That's in my
yeah,
mind.
right. Okay, gotcha. Okay. So so Andarin, do you want to sit here and watch the stuff while we go do more treasure hunting? My only concern is that we might miss our chance to get this shit cured. Because, if Magnus and the boys come looking around and we're all fucking in the sea and Andarin's just sitting in the room quietly, we might not run into them.
Well, I can definitely keep an ear out for them inquiring about us. I can talk to the barkeep and tell them to let me know if they come in looking for us while you guys go explore the bay.
I suppose so. Though Grug said they were looking to leave soon.
He did, but
honestly, I think we should not go in the bay again. I think we should find these guys. Because who knows? Like if he doesn't cure us, who knows how expensive it might be to actually get this cured? You see what my train of thought is there?
Yeah, so let's get cured and then we could head back to the main city.
Uh-huh.
But we still have that ruins that we found. We want to go back in again too. We've got the explosives to help us out.
Yeah, I suppose we could go check that out. It's probably been found by now, but it'd be interesting to see how that developed. We've also got a lot more rope this time around. So, thoughts?
About them.
Okay, so I'm trying to think how we should do this. I guess Ryan could stay in the room with his barrel, and Darren can look around for them, and I can sit in my barrel out front of the. Well, I have to get those guys to bring my barrel back. I can sit out front of the Drunken Sailor to keep an eye out for them if they come back to the Drunken Sailor.
That sounds good. I'll just sit here and look at this rod longingly.
You do that. Seriously though, could you imagine if we found a way to forge that into a weapon? It'd be amazing.
Put a hilt on it and use it as a sword.
Yeah, right. I mean, sure, it's a weapon of mass destruction just waiting to be misused, but whatever.
And we're just the guys to do it.
Agreed.
better us than some other party.
We use dynamite when we have this.
Yeah, so I guess I'm just gonna investigate the city, again, looking for any trace of the other party. And
Okay.
if not,
As you prepare to leave the inn, Magnus actually rushes past you at the door. He wheels around and turns to you. Grug said you were having some terrible emergency. What's going on?
well, we have to get going back to the main city, and if we can't leave water, or if half of the party can't leave water, then we can't go. And you had said that, I think Grook kind of overplayed it a little bit, but I just wanted to make sure you did get back to us.
Magnus seems confused.
I I guess I was headed to the front as well, so I guess I'll just say, no, we were just looking for you guys because you said you had a cure for the fish rot, and we had heard you had left already, and we were afraid you were going to leave town. So then you saw Grug? And yeah, apparently he left a message with Grug, which I believe something may have been lost in interpreting there.
Grug said that you were under attack by a cult of female dwarves.
What?
Yeah, he said it was
I'm looking at Andarn and like slapping him. I'm like, what the fuck did you tell him?
I asked Grug. Okay, obviously there's been some miscommunication. I asked Grug to pass a message on to you, asking for you to make sure you saw us before you left town. Grug told me that he thought you were on a date with a attractive female dwarf, and that's why you weren't with him. Either that, I thought you were probably at some priestly meeting. Either way, I didn't want to interrupt you, and I figured...
At this point, I'm just like shaking my head and just stop talking. Stop talking.
Yeah, I better just stop talking.
Magnus is now even more confused than before.
Magnus, I see you're confused. I'm confused as to why I said that would have been interpreted that way.
But I'll talk to Greg later. But I was saying you needed healing, yes? Before oh my god. Come here, just stand there. Stand there.
Okay.
Magnus walks up to Grant. He, under his armor, pulls out his holy symbol. And he says some quick half incantations, half prayer. And he puts his hand on your chest and slightly pushes you back. And you feel warmth spread out from your chest. You don't feel the sudden need to jump into a barrel of water anymore.
But I'm going to do it anyway.
You feel fine, and Magnus slumps over and almost falls before he catches himself on a table.
Oh, that's real tiring.
Are you all right?
Oh, yes, I'm fine now. Where's your last friend?
Are you sure you're up for it? You're looking kind of pale there.
Oh, yeah, feeling great.
I'm gonna insight check that. Like, is he just like barely keeping it together?
He's feeling great.
All right. I go, yeah, he's upstairs. And I take him to Bronze room.
Bring him on down.
Oh, you want me to bring him down? Okay, I thought.
Bring him down.
Okay, so I run up to Bronze room and I bring Bron down.
And you bring Bron down. And Magnus says,
Oh, sit on that chair right there.
hello?
Right?
So I'm sitting on the chair.
Okay, then.
Bron sits on the chair. And Magnus repeats the same motion. As soon as he's done, he says,
Okay, all done. You're good to go.
and with a wide smile on his face, he falls back onto the floor of the tavern.
I pick him up immediately and start looking him over. Like, how bad is he?
He's sleeping.
He's sleeping. Is that it? Do I think he's fine other than that?
Make a medicine roll.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, he's fine. No problem.
Hmm. I feel like we should. I don't see his party with him, do I?
No, none of them are here.
We can't just fucking leave him here. This is bad.
Yeah, you're starting to get odd looks from some of the other bar patrons.
Why? Because I'm naked?
You're wearing normal clothes. You're just not wearing your armor.
Right. Oh, I thought I was like down to like my skivvies.
No.
Damn. I should have communicated as much. I'll like pick him up and throw him over my shoulder, I guess. And I said, we gotta get him to one of his guys. They'll know where to take him or something, or set him. I just don't want to leave him sitting here in the fucking bar, you know. Where'd you say you found Grug at?
Do you know what his room is? Is he staying here? Do we know which room he's in? We can just put him in his room.
I asked the bartender if he has a room, actually.
If you need one, I've got a spare room. Yeah.
Okay then. Yeah, sure. We'd like to get a room for this guy because he's all passed out.
Okay then.
I guess we'll just put him in there for now. Maybe one of us should stay with him just to make sure. I guess it'll be me. Yeah, it'll be me.
You don't know any stamina restoring spells, do you?
I'm not entirely sure what's wrong with him. I don't know if I'd be able to help him, honestly.
Hmm.
The keep gives you another key to take you up to his room,
All right.
and you can just leave the key on him if you want, or whatever with it.
I'm gonna stay with him.
You elect to stay with him.
Honestly, we could have just moved into the bronze room, and I could have watched our stuff and stayed with him at the same time. But you know what? I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take him to bronze room, actually, and get myself geared up again and all that.
All right. You do so.
So here's the plan, you guys. I'm gonna stay with Magnus. I think you should try to find his guys so we can get them reunited. I'll be in bronze room. Yeah, that's where we'll be.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna do the investigation check that to find people that I was planning on doing before he showed up.
Right.
Okay. Investigation all about the town.
a lot easier to find them this time than it was last time. Somebody by Laurentius's description was apparently spotted down by the docks, doing something or other.
Okay, Laurentius seems like a
Person.
yeah. He seems like, other than Magnus, the person in the party I'm most likely to be able to deal with. So I'm gonna head down there and at least let him know that we put Magnus up in a room.
All right. You head down to the docks, and it doesn't take very long for you to find Laurentius. He's currently feeding a bunch of seagulls. Probably 100 to 150 seagulls he has around him.
Okay. Well, I'm going to not disturb his seagull companions and greet him. Hello, Laurentius.
Hello, my friend.
So Magnus, there was a misunderstanding. Magnus came and found us thinking it was an emergency. It wasn't really an emergency, but he is currently sleeping off, casting a couple of spells for us at the Drunken Sailor.
It's okay. You don't have to cover for him. I know he's been dipping back into the fire wine. And if he sleeps it off, just let him be.
Well, that may be a possibility, but he did cure my companion's fish rot, so...
Oh, you need help curing your companion's fish rot? Of course. Here's some coins. Try the local temple.
Oh, no, no.
It throws a bag of coins at you.
Should be taken care of.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear you'll take care of it.
Okay, you seem a little preoccupied. I'll let you go back to your business. Okay. I don't feel right about keeping this money, so I'm just gonna take it and give it to Magnus.
All right.
Well, before you could actually pick up the money, a seagull grabbed it and stole it, so that's kind of off the table anyways.
Now it's time for those ultimate poacher skills to show themselves.
No, I think Laurentius would prefer it that way.
Do you?
I mean, he was feeding them, and he could potentially feed them quite well for that coin.
But how is a seagull gonna like exchange money for a falafel? That's not gonna happen.
Grand Theft Seagull.
Mm-hmm. No, he's probably hooked on the drugs. Like,
Reminds me of that video where the seagull like sneaks into a convenience store and grabs some
Yes.
burritos and makes a run for it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Oh,
It
man.
knows it's doing something wrong as well. That's the best part. It sneaks in and then sprints as soon as it grabs them.
See, seagulls understand. I'm sure that
They're
the
sinister. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. They will most certainly be able to figure out some use for that money.
Okay, then.
That, and I really don't want to have to fight off 100 seagulls. You attack one, you aggro them all. Not good.
It's just pansy talk, honestly.
And that's what I'm hearing. We fought off a rock. This dude's afraid of seagulls. Amazing.
It was a single rock.
Yeah, which is worth like 2,000 seagulls. Like, if they came together like Devastator, like that, it'd be like 2,000 seagulls.
Real question, though, is what would win between doors versus seagulls?
Wait, what?
Doors versus seagulls. Who wins?
Doors?
Have you lost to doors before?
I'm confused. This is a reference I am not picking up on.
reference from our own game. How you like spent 3 hours stumped by a single door.
Ow, 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 ow. That
4
wasn't a
hours,
fucking
actually.
door. That was a magical sand wraith.
No, it was a door.
Yeah, we did spend quite a bit of time stumped by various doors in a single dungeon.
I guess that's true.
You know what? I think there's just something to be said about picking your fights. And not being the guy that lost a fight to a bunch of seagulls in a port town.
It's like, I gotta manage my dog. He's throwing a fit.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna grab some water. Be right back. All right, I'm back.
We should just took our 10 minutes. It's 3 o'clock.
What's that?
We probably should just took a 10-minute break. It's 3 o'clock. So.
Who's still here?
I am.
Everybody but Riz. He's not back yet.
Okay, got you.
I apologize, but today might not be the best day to do things. The neighbors are doing construction, and it just makes my dog go berserk. He's gonna
Yeah.
be freaking out constantly.
I know that feeling. Luckily, my house is a little bit on the bigger side, so I don't hear my dog downstairs when she's barking at the neighbors doing their construction.
Did everyone else leave?
Nope, I'm here.
Wonderful.
I mean, are you saying you want to wrap it up early?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that.
I mean, it's gonna be. I'm gonna be like in and out every 5 or 10 minutes, which is gonna be really shitty. So I'd
okay.
rather just leave.
Before we go, what should I call this this thing that we got, the dwarven thing?
Call it lightning rod.
Got
Power
it.
core, whatever you prefer.
Call
What
it
is.
Lightwind Rod.
Hell
Alright,
yeah. All right, sorry about that.
No problem.
Same time next week will be they'll be done
Mhm.
putting their pool in, I think, at that point, so it won't be an issue for me.
All right.
Is that good for all of you?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Good.
So you should remind them that it was really inconvenient and you had to change things, and they should let you use their pool.
There you go.
Or I can just not clean up my trees, which are going to blow leaves into their pool every year.
Oh, that's a dick move.
So it's not my job. They decided to put it right next to the fence that where all my like tree line is, all my fruit
Mhm.
trees. So they're going to end up with like rotted apples and stuff inside of their yard.
Oh God.
So whatever.
Okay then. I will see you guys next week.
Once again, I apologize.
No
It's all
problem.
right.
No problem. I just don't want to see another Rand Paul fight beatdown. So be careful.
All right. I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh, that's good.
All right.
All right, we're done today, guys.
Oh boy.
Unfortunately, we're going to cut early, so I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for being here, and we'll be back next week for a full session, hopefully.